welcome to the latest edition of Switched On with ITTN. Today I'm super excited to introduce you to Stuart Byron of Royal Caribbean. Have you your 2022-2023 itineraries on sale yet? And if not, when can we expect to see them?
In terms of 2022, the good news is we're already on sale for our 2022 deployment, and actually watch this space because our winter 22-23 deployment will be being announced imminently. So there's some exciting news to come on that. With our 22 deployment, actually, that aside, I think there's some really exciting news for the trade and guests coming with the 7 ships that will have sailing in Europe, including our newest hardware in Odyssey of the Seas, our second Quantum Ultra class, which will be based in Rome for 2022. And then we'll also have Oasis class in Allure of the Seas out of Barcelona, and Anthem of the Seas sailing out of Southampton. So we've got some fantastic hardware and fantastic itineraries for people to look forward to, for sure.
Stuart, the big question that agents have been saying to me is FCCs. Where are we at with them, and when are they valid to book until?
FCCs for Royal Caribbean, if you book by the 30th of April of 2021, you've then got through to the 30th of September 2022. And the really good news is, alongside the FCC process, so taking that out to covering the full summer next year, we've got our Cruise with Confidence policy, which means that anyone who has booked by the 30th of April of this year has up to 48 hours before they're due to sail to cancel, should they need to do so or wish to do so, and receive a full credit for the value of that cruise. So hopefully we think we've managed to cover everyone with all options for them.
Do you think in the future Royal Caribbean passengers will need to be vaccinated, or do you think your guests are going to be in some way not having to do that, or are your staff going to be vaccinated? Have you any kind of clear direction on that at the moment?
It's still very much an evolving situation, at the risk of sounding like everything that we all hear on the news. But the one thing we do know is it is a very different situation depending on where you are in the world. So where you're sailing, it can be quite a different environment in terms of the stage of rollout of vaccinations. So what we are doing with our Healthy Sail panel is just looking alongside our return to service protocols, what part would vaccinations play alongside that? And I'm sure that that's something that we'll be able to update guests on very soon, as to what that means for them. But our ultimate goal is just ensuring that our guest and crew safety comes before everything else. And then how do we just make sure that our guests continue to have the same amazing holiday experience that they're looking for, knowing that we've taken care of everything for them behind the scenes. So yeah, all of that detail will be confirmed shortly.
So you and the team have been working on that for a very long time at this stage.
Yeah, it's a huge project. And, I think it does evolve as the situation evolves. 6 months ago, it was very much about what would the protocols look like. And then with, I guess, the positive news of the speed of the vaccine rollout and the number of vaccinations now available, I think that makes things look even brighter again. So it will definitely be, how do the combination of these things come together to get people back on cruise ships as soon as it's safe to do so.
And just in terms of the Irish market, how are you finding north and south? Because obviously they're being vaccinated a lot faster than we are down south. Is business bustling up there, booming up there compared to the way it is down here? Or
actually, at the risk of sounding like I'm sitting on the fence, and I promise I'm not, we're seeing really positive performance from both in terms of demand for 2022. I think, just going back to the vaccination point, I think that's probably more front of mind for people who are either already booked or planning holidays for 2021. And I think there's perhaps a bit more of a mindset of by 2022, that stuff will be worked out, whatever that ends up looking like. So from a 2022 demand, actually, we're seeing really strong demand in North and South Island for cruising, and we've certainly seen that play through with the launch of the new Barbados product that we've just put out in the market in the last month, that sails from December of this year into early part of 2022, and we've just been blown away by how much demand there has been for that product. You know, the destinations and the itineraries are superb. It is being launched at a time where there still was a lot of uncertainty, but the demand has just kind of proven that people are just ready and waiting to go as soon as they're allowed to go.
And finally, Stuart, do you have a message for the trade?
I think my big message would have to be one of a thank you. You know, I think you kind of reflect, and who'd have thought that 12 months on we would be sat here. I certainly never thought this would be the position we'd be in my wildest dreams. And I think what's really buoyed me is that we are seeing, you know, everyone's been talking about pent-up demand, but we're really seeing that come true. And I think my first message would definitely be plan for the future. And the future could be next week, you know, given the pace that we're seeing things change, the cases dropping, the vaccinations rolling out. We're seeing lights coming back on really quickly now. So definitely be planning for the future and be ready for it, because now's the time to be doing that for sure. I guess my second message would be stay connected with us, because there is a lot of news coming and there's lots for us to share with you and tell you. So if you aren't already, become a member of Club Royal, join our Club Royal Hub, where we share all of that news and content. We share e-learning through our Learn platform, which isn't just about product knowledge, but also we've just recently launched a social media e-learning set of modules, and we're certainly seeing a lot of success through digital marketing at the moment. So I think there's a lot to be gained from that. And then, yeah, lastly, it would just be this overarching just thank you. You know, it's been an incredibly difficult year, and I think we've always really appreciated the fact that we have very strong, close working relationships with the trade. And I don't think it's until you reach a time like this that perhaps you might not appreciate how important those are, or you might risk taking things for granted. And I think just the performance of the trade partners in dealing with everything that's been thrown at them has just been first class. And their response and support for us as a brand has just been exceptional, in front of everything else that they've been having to deal with. So, you know, we're very grateful for that and very appreciative of those partnerships. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to be working with them as everything starts to come back to life again, which is very exciting.
Thank you so much for your time, and we can't wait to see you in Ireland and then hopefully very near future.